Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. Today we are continuing my solo original Dungeons & Dragons campaign using Chainmail and Outdoor Survival, Unchained as it would be, which is my version of those things smooshed together. So the Rangers, which are my high-level group, have been out hunting Chimera, which are very powerful beasts in this world and in this game, and unfortunately last session they lost one of their fellow adventurers. Making matters worse, the Chimera flew off with the body, which means that there's no chance of a raised dead or anything like that. They did face another Chimera after that, which it wasn't the same one, unfortunately, and defeated it, and they are now in the heat of a battle with a wyvern. Let's see what happens. Which makes him Lightfoot. Now, Heavy Horse against Lightfoot gets 4 dice per figure. So, 8 dice in total, with 5 and 6 hitting. So, we're going to roll this twice with 5s and 6s being hits. 1, 2 hits. 3, 4, 5 hits. Now he's got a shield +2, so he gets hit 3 times. And if you look, he's got 4 hit dice. He barely survives that, but he does indeed survive. Because they were surprised, they cannot return blows this turn. And technically we go second next turn, but because melee is simultaneous, it's not really going to actually matter. So now we turn our focus on these beasts. They're in a melee with us, so we can't really cast spells, so it's literally just going to be a fight, right? And I think because of the fact that we know that we're best to gang up, the cleric has the best chance of surviving. She's going to fight off the ones on her solo, and these 3 characters are going to come and help this character. That makes the most sense because, well, I'll show you in a second. So again, let's go back to the cleric's half of this battle. They get 2 dice per. Oh, first of all, does it use its tail sting? 3 through 6, it does. It does. So basically, they're getting 2 dice per figure. Okay. So 4 dice with 5s and 6 hitting. Okay. They get 1 hit, which again, so now it's impossible. They get 1 more die with a 6 hitting. They get nothing. So basically, the cleric does not get hit because they have the magic shield. They can now attack back. They have a mace. Now, a wyvern defends as 4 heavy horse. So again, I think this is a standoff. Heavy foot versus heavy horse, 1 die per 4 figures, right? And since they fight as 4 heavy horse, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to take them down. But, you know, they'll get 1 die. And they can kind of whittle them down, possibly. So, with a 6 hitting. Oh, okay. So, they got 1 hit against their wyvern. Again, not all creatures need to be hit completely in 1 round to go down. Most creatures, it's cumulative. It's only if it says specifically in the creature's description that it's not. So, basically, this is almost like hit points, if you want to think of it that way. It needs to get hit 4 times total. So she does hit it once, and that does not hit her. Again, on their side, they are all fighting with swords, which are heavy foot. So it's the same deal. But we get to add everybody together. So we've got 4, 4, and 3. And what do we have? 1 per 4. So 4, 4, and 3 is basically just 2. We basically get 2 attacks. I'm not going to deal with that now. So basically we just get 2 dice because this guy by himself actually is incapable of attacking. So we get 2 dice, but because all of them are involved in the combat, we get the benefits of their weapons. So 2 dice for the figures, right? And then we have a sword +2. So 2 more dice. A sword +2, 2 more dice, had to go get another one, and a +1 sword. I don't think I have any more 6-siders. Okay, so I'm going to roll 1 extra 6-sider after this. Again, in this case, only 6s are hits. We get no bonus to the dice of them. Oh, actually, that's not true. They're 4 +1. Excuse me. They're all 3 men +1, so they all get plus 1 to the dice. So effectively, we're rolling all these dice, plus 1 more, and we can add 1 to 3 of them, and we're looking for 6s. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3 hits, and if we add 1 to this die, that's 4 hits. So they kill that one wyvern. Okay. Leaving just the single wyvern left that's facing the cleric. I'm going to make a morale roll for it because wyverns are basically animals. Well, first of all, let's see if it's its lair. Because if its lair is around here, and we've kind of, because again, we're kind of moving around a little bit in the mountains, so we may have stumbled upon its lair. If this is the lair, then it's not going to retreat. And we're going to get some treasure. If it's not the lair, then it might retreat, and we're not going to get treasure. So 60% chance that it's in its lair. Red die is first. 89. No, it's not in its lair. Let me make a morale check. 2d6, it has to get 7 or better. It gets 7, so it's going to stay for another round of combat. I mean, it makes sense for it to try to attack the cleric again, which, again, we know is 4 dice, 5s and 6 hitting, so that's 2 hits, okay? But again, even with the last die hitting, 2 dice are absorbed by the shield. 1 die against 5 hit dice means that the cleric is fine. So, in the end, this is basically a no-win battle on some level for this wyvern. But let's just kind of work our way through it again. Because one big change we can do here is everybody now can fight together. So now we have 1, 2, and then these together is 8, which means we have 2 more. So we have 4 dice just strictly for our figures. Okay, I'm going to roll those first with 6s hitting. We can add 1, 2, 3 of these if we want. So we add 1 to that one, which means we get 1 hit. Okay, now we have the weapons, which is 5 more dice. And we can add 1 to 2 of these because we've already used up the other one. Oh, well. Okay, so we get 2 hits against it this turn. It's not down. It spins around to attack. Let me make him, I'm going to make it another morale check. It runs. All right, it flies away. We're going to say at this point, so now normally what I do with these kind of creatures is, in this kind of situation, it's flying away, we have bows and stuff. It's not going to come back. We're just going to finish it as it flies through the air. And we'll count that as 2 wyverns down. And that's the end of that day. So that's 3 days in the field. Unfortunately, we lost one of our companions, but we have actually slayed a wyvern. We did not get any treasure for it, and we've slayed 2 of the chimeras. I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually, instead of waiting here, we're going to make an attempt on this next day to see if we can find our companion, because we would love to get the body back. And I don't know, I mean, we did roll worst case, so, you know, oh, actually, no, we rolled good thing. So I think there's a chance that we can track the Chimera, and that's what we're going to try to do. So we're going to actually move, and I'm going to, because we're hunting, I'm going to give us 3 chances for an encounter. If we roll a Chimera, we're going to say on a 1 or a 2, that is the Chimera that took our friend, and then we'll see if the body's there or not. Okay, so now it sounds complicated, but here we go. 4, 5, or 6 is an encounter. There is an encounter. That's the first encounter. 1 through 4, it's a Chimera. And I rolled a 1. Again, a 1 or a 2, it was going to be the Chimera that took our friend. So this is the Chimera that took our friend. It's kind of licked its wounds and it's healed back up again. And we're going to, if we can defeat it, then I'm going to roll the Oracle to see if we can recover the body. All right, so I keep moving my guy. Let's roll for a surprise. Since we're hunting this thing, and actually, I guess at this point, we're going to say this is its lair. So this is where the treasure is, too. So we might not even have to kill the last Chimera. Yep, so let's do that. We may have set ourselves up for a bad situation here. Since this is the lair, I'm just going to give that as a given. Is the other Chimera here? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll just this die here, okay? If it comes up skull, it's there. If it comes up neutral, it's going to arrive in X number of turns. If it comes up sun, it's just not going to show up, okay? Skull. All right, so there's 2 chimeras here. Woo! All right. So we come upon the lair of the Chimera, and let's figure out our situation. Is one of them outside? Again, I'm just going to roll the Oracle. No. Okay, so they're both inside the lair. So that's kind of good because that means they can't fly. So I'm going to say that means we have a pretty good chance of sneaking up on them. So I'm going to give me advantage. Can we sneak up on them and get surprise? I'm going to re-roll this one. If it comes up yes, we'll be okay. Yes, because this is a tiebreaker die. We can, but something bad. What would be the bad thing? We're only going to surprise one of them? That seems the bad thing, right? So one of them is surprised and the other one's not. So the first turn, we're going to get to attack and only one of the Chimera are going to get to attack back at us. But since we have surprise, we're going to do some spells. Again, I'm going to cast Bless from the Cleric. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to cast... Hold on, who's dead? Zora's dead. Okay. Okay, I'm risking this. Cabbage is going to try to cast Charm Monster, which is tough. And these two, let's see. I think Tromi is going to... Doesn't really have... He's got a couple of different spells that could be interesting. Like he could do a Phantasmal Force to try to cause some damage or delay the creature. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. The one creature that's not surprised, we're going to try to drop a Phantasmal Force to block it. Like we'll cause the roof to collapse. Not to cause damage, but to slow it down so that it won't be able to attack this turn. And then she's just going to shoot her bow at the one that's surprised. Okay, that's the plan. So we need to win initiative against the one that didn't get surprised in order to get that Phantasmal Force off. Which we do. Okay. Let's look at the spells. So again, the one character is casting Charm Monster against the one that's surprised. So the one's not moving at all. So even if this fails, it will not... it won't be able to attack this turn. Okay, so it needs a 6 or better to succeed in its saving throw. Okay. Which it gets. That doesn't work. The other one has got a Phantasmal Force cast against it. If this is successful, then it won't get to attack this turn. Or we'll roll a d6. Okay, again, it's a 6. Okay, it fails. So there's a collapse. So we're going to roll to see how many turns it's delayed. Rounds, I should say. You know, I don't think it's a powerful creature. I'm going to say it's 1d3. Okay, so 1. It's only delayed this turn, obviously, and then next turn. So then it's only going to lose 1 turn. So with all that going on, she's going to get to shoot her bow for the first round. Again, she needs... It's not in the air, so she doesn't get that +2 bonus. Well, it doesn't say it's in... Yeah, it does say in there. So is she better off using her sword? Yep, she is. She's going to charge in with her sword. So, hero versus dragon. It's probably not very smart, but, you know. These are the risks we take. Again, doing some math here. Oh, actually, no. She's going to consume the potion of growth, which is what I said I was going to do. She's going to consume the... Should she do it, though? No, I'll have the cleric do it. Okay. She's going to charge in, like I just said. That's what I said she was going to do. That's what she's going to do. So she runs in. She's a hero. -1. But then she has a +1 sword. So basically, she's a hero. Against the dragon, she needs an 11, but the dragon -2, so she needs a 9. She does not get it. Okay. And that is the surprise round. And then so one of them, the surprised one, will get to attack this round. But again, it automatically goes second. Then the other one will get into the combat the next round. So we get to attack first. Hopefully we kill it if we get lucky here. Okay, so again, they've got a plus. Oh, she drinks the potion of growth and charges forward as a giant. She's going to attack again with her sword, and now she needs an 8 because she's got the bless. Nope. They charge forward with their sword. Actually, let me do them for this one first because they're basically the same numbers. Yeah, they're a hero +1, and they have a +2 sword, so they need a 7, which they get. The sword doesn't do any extra damage; it just gives you a bonus to hit. Okay, unless it's against a certain kind of creature, which none of these swords are dragon slaying swords. This character again is a wizard. They don't have the hero level, so wizard against a dragon. I was actually looking at the demon numbers before, but let's look at actual dragon. Wizard versus dragon. They need a 9, but they're wizard -3, so they need a 12. It's dragon -2, so they need a 10. They've got a +2 sword, which means they need an 8, and they got a bless, so they need a 7, which they get. They do 3 dice of damage. And then finally, she grows to the size of a giant and charges in to attack. Giant versus dragon needs a 9. It's a dragon -2. She needs a 7, which she does not get. Okay. Now it gets to attack back because it's still alive. So who's it going to attack? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just do it roll a d8 because I just find that to be easier. 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so going up against, sadly, our character with no armor, so they don't get any kind of bonus there. They are a hero. Okay, so dragon versus a hero. I think wizard is probably better. Dragon versus a wizard. They're wizard -3, so they need a 7 to hit them, but they're dragon -2, so they need a 9. So they need a 9 to hit our good friend over here, which they do not get. They miss. All right. That round's over, but now next round, both chimeras get to attack. So let me roll initiative. We win initiative. So we're going to start with this first one, and we're going to go after it again. I think they do the most damage. So I'm going to have the person that does the least amount of damage attack first because they are... And they also have magical chainmail. Okay, so they had the plus... So again, they need wizard versus dragon. Needs a 9. They need a 12. They need a 10. They need an 8. So they need an 8, which they get. So again, they need a 9, but they're wizard -3. They need a 12. They're dragon -2. They need a 10. +2 sword. They need an 8. We scored a 9. It's defeated. These 3 are going to focus on the other chimera and hopefully kill it this turn, so that it does not get an attack back. Again, she's a giant. Giants need a 9. She needs a 7 because it's dragon -2. Oh, which she does not get. Okay, that means it's going to get an attack this turn. They are... Well, I think wizard is actually better in this case. Wizard -3. So a wizard against a dragon needs 9. So they need a 12. Yeah. So, but 10, and then they have a +2 sword, so 8. So they need an 8, which they do not get. They're the same, but they only have a +1 sword, so they need a 9, which they get. 4 points of damage. And now this chimera gets to attack back. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, I went this way, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're attacking her. She is in chain +2. Okay, so the dragon needs against a wizard -3, they need a 7, but they need a 9 because the dragon -2. She has +2 chains, so they actually need an 11 against her, which they do not get. Okay, next round, initiative. Chimera goes first. You know what? She's going to try to keep it fighting her because it's hard. She knows it's hard for it to hit her because she has the armor and stuff. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then anything above that. Nope, she can't do it. It goes after our unarmored magic user. So it needs, again, it's a dragon. It needs a 10, right? But it's dragon -2, so it needs a 12. They're wizard -3, right? So that it makes them a little weaker. So they need a 9. They need a 9 to hit our guy over here, which they do not get. Okay, good. So we turn back around. She needs a 9. Misses. They need an 8. Misses. Oh my God. They need an 8. Misses. She needs a 7. Gets it. She does 5 dice of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the cleric, blown up to the side of a giant, kills the second chimera. So we've now defeated, 4, not 5, 4 chimeras. I don't know if you can see that. You can. Okay. There is a ton of treasure in here. But the most important thing to this group is, how about their friend? Can they recover the body in any way, form, or fashion that would actually be recoverable? I'm going to say this is unlikely because it's been 2 days and, you know, the chimera is likely eating them. So we're going to, again, do the oracle dice. I'm not going to do the one that gives the, you know, the skull or not. And I'm going to say, is the body here? And I'm going to give disadvantage. Okay, so I have yes. So I'm going to just roll this one again because it's more likely no. No. Okay, the body is beyond. Sadly, Zora is no more. We consume that potion of growth. We did recover her sword and the staff of command, which is useful, but it's a bummer that we lost somebody. But we are going to stay here for the rest now. That was the first encounter of the day, right? I said we were hunting, so we would have 3, but we found it first thing in the morning. So I'm just going to do one more possible encounter that night. No encounter. Next morning, we leave. Getting lost in the mountain is on a 1 or a 2. We're not lost, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We stop there. Is there an encounter? There is on a 5 or a 6. Nope. Do we get lost on a 1? We do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're in the clear. Is there an encounter? Only on a 6. Nope. Next day, are we lost? Only on a 1. We are. 1 hex in the wrong direction. 5, which is this way. Diagonal this way. So actually, it's not really out of the way. 1, 2, 3, we're home. Okay, so if I didn't mess that up, we left on the 5th, so 5th, 6th, 7th. We went into we hung out on the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. We traveled back on the 12th, 13th, 14th. So it is now 7, we'll say 7:15. Now they're recovered. Sadly, they lost a player character, but they did gain all this gems and jewelry, which amounts to a little over 40,000 experience points and gold that will go into their stronghold for the future. So I'm just going to quickly look. Is anybody close to leveling up? Maybe. They're within 10,000. Yeah, I think they are, actually. I don't think the cleric will level up, but it looks like that the other 3 might level up based on this. We'll have to look at it, and we'll deal with that next time. So the Rangers have cleared their map, lost a companion, and I'm going to have to figure out, again, I want to do a stronghold with these guys, but I think I'm going to decide whether, we'll see how it goes for the foxes on their next adventure. If they get whittled down a little bit more, maybe I'll join forces and make one like kind of super team up group. Either that, or I think I might recruit some characters into this, but because they are 5th and 6th level, I feel like it'd be silly to put 1st level characters in here. So I think what I might do is recruit characters, let's say somewhere between 2nd and 4th level, you know. But again, we'll deal with that when the time comes. For now, though, the Rangers are back at home resting and I guess counting their loot and mourning their friend. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, please do take a second to subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all the good YouTube stuff. Check the description below. You'll find links to the stuff I use while running the game. If there's something I'm using and it's not in the description, please do ask. I'll do my best to get you a link. I know that a lot of people have been asking about the dice, and those are currently on back order from my understanding. They're from Tales of Argosa, but I will try to find the link again. But if you look up Tales of Argosa, you'll find the link to the dice. In any case, I'll talk to you soon.